And we'll get started if you're ready.
Okay.
I'd like to welcome in Phil Mickelson to the virtual interview room here at the Zozo Championship at Sherwood. Phil, thank you so much for your time. If we could get some opening comments about your tournament debut here at the Zozo Championship at Sherwood Country Club.
I'm excited to be here and play in such a great championship close to where I live, and it's a great golf course. I mean, in phenomenal shape, and I'm excited to compete and come off of the last week's event where in the Champions Tour and try to play and compete against the young guys, and this is a fun opportunity for me.
And if you could talk a little bit more about that, you're fresh off your second PGA Tour Champions win, like you mentioned. Can we get some comments about going two for two on that tour and some of the star power that's on the Champions Tour?
It's been really fun for me to play and compete on the Champions Tour, a lot more so than I thought it would be. I don't know why. I just am surprised at how much fun I'm having, how fun it is to see a lot of the same guys that I've seen for so many years and haven't had a chance to be with them for a number of years now, and to reunite and say hello and play and compete against them has been fun for me. I enjoyed the golf courses that I've played, a couple of really top tracks for Crenshaw Coeur Design in the Ozarks, and last week a very historic site at Country Club of Virginia. And so it's been fun for me to play over there, and then I seem to get a little bit of confidence, and I'm hoping to bring that over into this event as well. But the penalty for a miss is much more severe on the regular tour. The pin placements are a little bit more difficult. The length isn't as different as I thought. I mean, we played the back tees on the Champions Tour, and it can play every bit as long, but the courses out here are a lot more penalizing. I have to be a little bit more precise.
Sounds good. We'll take some questions from the media. We'll go first to Doug Ferguson from AP.
Hey, Phil, speaking of length and speaking to the king of bombs here, I don't know if I've ever heard your thoughts on what Bryson is doing. For the whole package of getting his body ready to how fast he's swinging. Kind of your thoughts on that. Is that something you could do if you wanted to, or is it something you wish you'd have thought of when you were 30?
Well, what he's doing is remarkable, and the work that he puts in, the dedication that he has, it's not just to creating speed, but it's working on all areas of his game. You know, he works very hard on getting precise lag putting, getting sharp on the short putts, and knowing how to read greens, and he really trains himself. He uses a lot of stuff at night, getting his mind in the right place. I mean, he is very dedicated to success, and I have a lot of respect for that. And the most obvious to the public is the driving distance, but he puts a lot of work in a lot of other areas to be as successful as he's been. I think that looking back, I wish I had been a little bit more committed fitness-wise in the height of my career. I would not have gone after speed and distance the way that we are. In fact, during the prime of my career, we really didn't have launch monitors, so we weren't able to dial a lot of this stuff in. A lot of it was by feel and visualize, seeing the ball and using vision to see, oh, it's spinning too much, it's floating. We didn't have the precision to dial things in the way we do now, but I think that Tiger pushed me to start training a little bit more, which has helped me elongate my career. He's pushed me to swing harder, and now guys that are hitting it in the 180 miles an hour ball speeds are getting pushed to go to the 190s because of Bryson, and a lot of guys have to do that to keep up. I actually feel there's a point of diminishing return about 182 to 185 mile an hour ball speed. I think once you get over that, I don't know if you're really getting out of it what you put in, meaning a lot of courses won't allow for that advantage to be taken if you get in the 190s. Holes dogleg, you have tighter landing areas, you have maybe not as great areas. There's only a couple of holes of golf course where it can really help you, and I feel like most guys are already at that optimum distance of 182 to 185 mile an hour ball speed.
Thanks, Phil.
We'll go next to Steve DeMeglia from USA Today.
Phil, have you ever played Augusta in November?
I have, and it's when I play it, usually the fairways are a lot longer because they had just overseeded and they're letting the grass grow in, getting ready for April. I think that the weather and the temperature could make a difference. I think the golf course will probably be a little bit more damp and play a little bit longer and require more carry. I think that the guys like what Bryson is doing, McIlroy, Dustin, the guys that can get it up there, and we'll have a big advantage with that kind of distance. But if you get wind and you get a lot of cold, we could also have a Masters like 2007 where Zach Johnson won in some rough weather. So I just think the weather's a little bit more unpredictable at that time.
Will you, by any chance, change any of your preparation, work on anything differently going into a November Masters instead of an April Masters?
No, I'm still trying to get my speed up. I'm not going to be in the levels of those guys, but I can get the ball speeds in the 180s. I can get my wedge game sharp, and I've been putting well, Steve. Like my putter's been really good the last couple of months. I putted poorly starting the year, and it's really come around, and I'm excited to get to that golf course putting the way I am. I think I can get in contention just based on solely as well as I've been putting.
Thanks, Bill.
Next question goes to Rex Hoggart from Golf Channel.
Phil, this is kind of based on the news last week that the Houston Open was going to allow a limited number of fans, I think 2,000 fans a day. I think you're scheduled to play that event. So what's your comfort level with fans coming back out to the golf course? And do you think it's impacted your game the way maybe other guys have talked about not having fans out?
I think the PGA Tour has done an incredible job. I mean, an incredible job of getting the players to play and compete in a safe environment. We've had a few people test positive. That it has not spread from those people. They've kept everybody at a good social distance, so if somebody does have it, it hasn't affected and carried through the tour. I think they've done a phenomenal job of having us feel safe. I think that they will do a very good, safe job in having 2,000 people at the Houston Open. However, for me personally, I don't like the risk that having that happen the week before the Masters. I just feel like the week before the Masters, like that's a big tournament we have, and I just don't want to have any risk heading in there. And so it has made me question whether or not I'll play there. Not that, but then I have to give the tour a lot of credit and confidence in the way that they've handled the entire year, and I'm sure they're going to do a great job at keeping the players safe in that environment. But because I haven't seen it before, because it's the first one out on the tour with some people, I'm unsure, and I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I don't go out to dinner. I don't go out and socialize because I want to make sure that I have an opportunity to compete in the Masters.
But you still plan on playing the Houston Open, correct?
So if Phoenix does not have people, I'll probably go there, to be honest. And if they're both going to have galleries, I'll probably go to the Houston Open.
Thank you.
We'll go to Bob Herrick from ESPN.
Hey, Phil, thank you. Just wanted to follow up on some of the Masters stuff. First, will you be able to go there pre-tournament week? And second, in all the times you've gone when it wasn't Masters time, did you ever just go there for fun? Just, maybe to enjoy, not getting ready for the Masters, but just to enjoy the experience of playing there for a day or two? Did you stay in the cabins? Can you say anything about maybe something that was memorable like that?
I try to play Augusta outside of the Masters as often as I can, and at least once a year, because it's a very spiritual place for those who love the game of golf. And as much as I love the game of golf, to be able to walk those grounds and spend a day or two there, it's a very spiritual experience. And the ability now to go back and relive three of the greatest moments in my career, and I can actually watch in the cabins the telecast from those years and relive those moments. It is really a fun thing for me to do, and so I try to do it as often as I can, at least once a year.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Dave Shabosky from Golf Digest.
Hi, Phil.
Hey, Sheds, how you feeling, man?
I'm getting there. It's going to be a long process, that's all.
Yeah, well, we're all pulling for you, and we hope to get you out here soon.
Appreciate that. I want to talk about the match just for a brief moment, and actually just the aspect of the charitable contributions to historically black colleges and universities, and maybe just talk or just have a thought from you on making greater awareness for HBCUs and that might even be more of a benefit than whatever money that you might raise.
So it's fun for me to be a part of that. It's fun for me to be a part of using the game of golf to help raise awareness and raise funds to help the minorities who have not had the same opportunities. And so it's exciting because all sports have been exclusionary over the years, and every sport's trying to be inclusive now, and that's phenomenal. And golf is no different. We have had moments in our past that we're not proud of, and we've all made a real effort to create opportunities for all people, regardless of sex, race, and such. And so it's fun for me to take the game that has given me so much and to open it up to all people, and to help create opportunities to those that haven't had the same opportunities that I have had. And so I'm appreciative of Steph Curry being a part of this and doing what he's doing, and Peyton Manning. And I'm really appreciative of Charles Barkley, because Sir Charles is putting himself out there in front of the public in an area that he is not competent at all, and taking all the hits. I mean, that type of self-deprecation and ability to laugh at himself and put himself out there, I have a lot of respect for. I'm honored to have him as my partner. I'm not overly optimistic about having him as my partner, but I do think we're gonna be able to come out on top. We're gonna find a way. We're just gonna find a way. And Charles, out of the three of us, has not really won his championship. Peyton's won Super Bowls. I've been able to win some majors on tour. Steph's won the NBA championship, and Charles never did. Now, he won a gold medal in the Olympics, but I view this as a chance for him to finally get his championship.
Thank you so much, Phil.
You got it. Thanks, Sheds.
We'll go back to Doug Ferguson from AP.
Phil, wanted to go back to testing for a minute. When you consider the people who have tested positive so far, DJ the latest, and having no clue, how it could have happened. When you get to Augusta, can you see that being probably the most nervous moment of the week for you, for all the other players, waiting for that test result to come back? Just showing how quirky this whole thing has been.
We've all, I think the PGA Tour players, caddies, and everybody involved has done a great job of being accountable to themselves and each other, and being safe, and making sure that the game of golf is being able to continue to go on and compete. I think and the tour's done a great job too. There were a few false positives earlier on, and those are the things that worry me, because that's the scare. Because I know that I've been able to stay safe, that my circle of Andrew Getson and Tim and Amy and everybody has been safe, and so we've all made those precautions. But the false positive is the thing that scares me.
Okay, and if you don't mind, Phil, I have just one more for you as it relates to Augusta, and how everyone talks about the cheers and the roars. I wonder if there's any one that comes to mind as just the most memorable for you, whether it was you or someone else, or
Yeah, absolutely. One stands out in my mind. In 1991, I believe it was either the Friday or Saturday round, but Tom Watson and Jack Nicklaus were playing together, and on the 16th green, I was on the 18th green. On the 16th green, one of them made the putt from down below to the front right up on top pin, and the place erupted to the point where the ground actually shook, and you could feel the vibrations in my feet. And moments later, the other player, I don't know who putted first between Tom and Jack, made the same putt, and the place erupted again, and you can hear the echo through the pines, and it lasted a long time, and you could feel the ground shake. And that was my first Masters, 1991, and that really stood out at what a special feel. For me personally, in 2004, when I made the putt on 16 and had that amphitheater effect, where it tied me for the lead, and I could feel the ground shake there, and the energy and my hairs stand up, and my body's almost shaking from the vibration of the ground. Like, that was my favorite moment that occurred from my playing. But I remember that first one with Tom and Jack in 1991 the best.
Can you even imagine what it's going to be like without? I mean, given your 30 years almost of experience of loud.
It's going to be different. But the fact is, we get to compete in the Masters, and it just doesn't matter like where, when, how, what, who's watching. It doesn't matter. We have a chance to compete in the Masters, and this is the first time, I think, in the history of the game where back-to-back majors are played at the same venue. And so we're going to play the Masters, twice now in 4 or 5 month span, and that's a special opportunity if we can get it going there.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
And our last question is a submitted question from the media. So, what are your thoughts on the tour's Asian swing, and how important is it to play golf in that part of the world?
So I'm appreciative of the CJ Cup and the Zozo Championship coming here to the U.S. to continue these great events, and hopefully we'll be able to get back and travel safely throughout the world and play in Asia next year. But I'm appreciative of the fact that they kept these tournaments on the schedule and brought them to an area where we could all play and compete and not have to quarantine.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Phil, and good luck this week.
Thank you.